Well, for people who enjoy their racing, it's just about the best time of the year. I know it hasn't quite got the glamour of spring, but the tracks are fast. We've got the Sydney Carnival winding up and the Melbourne Carnival in full swing. Keith Hillier from 3UZ radio program and Max Presnell from the Sydney Morning Herald join us as always on a Sunday morning. Welcome, Keith. We saw some great racing yesterday, and maybe the standout was a 2-year-old in the first race of the day.
Well, that happened, I'm sure, at Flemington Bruce, where Keltrice again won with authority. This young fellow is a very tradesman-like 2-year-old, and I think he's really going places.
Gee, tradesman-like wasn't the way you described him to me the last time you sat there a couple of weeks ago. You were glowing about him, and people at the races yesterday wanted to know exactly the word you had on this horse.
Well, look, Keltrice, he's trained by Ian Harrison, who is an out-of-work road contractor, and this horse, I'm sure, will take him on the road to Rose Hill, and don't be surprised if he brings that slipper back for Victoria, and I hope he does, Bruce.
Gee, Max, do you give him a chance of winning the Golden Slipper after what you saw yesterday in Sydney with Social Path and what you saw at Gosford during the week with Gold Bros?
I think the slipper is building up into a very nice race. Certainly Keltrice impressed me. He didn't seem to be the sort of horse that's going to blitz his opposition, more of a canny lad. He's going to get there. He seems to improve with every run. I thought there's a bit of depth around his form, but don't worry about it, Keith. He's got a couple of smart ones here. We saw an outstanding prospect yesterday in Social Path. I can't say he beat anything of the calibre that Keltrice did, but it's just that remarkable potential that he's got. He could be anything.
Max, I've got to agree with you. You've been promising something special in Social Path, and I've got to tell you, yesterday was worth the wait. He
did look very good, Max. You're an excellent judge. But Ghost Story didn't win yesterday, Max, the Australian Guineas. He didn't run a bad race, by the way. I just wonder about the form of the Guineas. Kenny's Best Pal coming through to win. I'm going to ask Keith and Max about it in a moment.
That was a bit of a low blow. Did you hear Max tip Ghost Story again?
Yeah, he actually made a phone call to me during the week. Spent $1 to ring me to tell me to back the big grey. Anyway, Max, he did run all right. Reading was a reasonable run as well. Let's have a look at Kenny's Best Pal winning and see if we've seen an AJC Derby winner out of this lot.
2 lengths further back in the field, then over on the outside of Reading, making up ground, followed by From the Park, and Ghost Story still well back in the field at that point as they come up towards the home turner. Second last, Our Wave King, and Just One as last of all, but pull to the outside as they swing for Homer, where the leader is King marauding into the straight, about a length and a half in advance here of Sarah Sun, the immediate challenger. Silver Flyer in behind them on the rails, looking for a run, and wider on the track, then starting to run on down the outside, Reading, and they're followed by Q-Gent and Seal Askin as they come down towards the 250-metre mark. King marauding, tackled by Sarah Sun, and Reading over on the outside, and Silver Flyer's putting himself in the picture, and Just One is finishing on well from a long way back, and so is Kenny's Best Pal. Sarah Sun is the leader from Reading, and on the outside, Kenny's Best Pal and Silver Flyer. Kenny's Best Pal on the outside, coming at Sarah Sun. Kenny's Best Pal hit the front. Kenny's Best Pal has won it. Kenny's Best Pal has won the Guineas from Sarah Sun from the Park third.
Greg Childs finally getting the ride. He had 3 other options earlier. Name a horse from that race that we can follow through the autumn.
Well, firstly, Bruce, 1:35 the time. That was only second outside Vo Rogue and another horse's record. But follow Reading. As Gavin Kelly said, he's not wound up yet, and when he winds up, he'll be something to bet on.
Max, the race does come up pretty quickly in the autumn at 1600, and Reading didn't have a perfect preparation, and I just wonder, he may be the horse to challenge your top 3-year-olds in Sydney.
Oh, Reading's a good racehorse. 1600 metres at this stage of his preparation probably isn't his go. I'm certainly not going to sack Reading. I didn't think the run was outstanding. I do think that Coronation Day would have picked that field up and carried them. As far as my old favourite's concerned, Ghost Story, I don't think he's happy in what he's doing now. I don't know whether he needs blinkers or a softer track, but ye of little faith, don't give up yet.
No, I'm not giving up completely on Ghost Story, but I don't know if Coronation Day would have absolutely carried them, Max, but we'll have a look at his win in a moment. Prince Saleri winning the Blamey. It was a terrific finish with 3 or 4 chances with 100 metres to go. Let's look at the concluding stages.
Lovey is the leader, 600 metres left to go, and Lovey showed out by a length and a half. Prince Saleri, Frontier Boy still there on the inside. Park just in behind them, Jolly Old Mac as they straighten up from Walter and pull to the outside, Mannerism. They're in the home stretch with about 500 metres left to go, and the leader here is still Lovey. She's about 2 lengths clear of Prince Saleri, and Jolly Old Mac has been called upon for his evident. Mannerism is finishing on well down the outside as they come to the 250. Lovey is the leader, Prince Saleri trying hard, Jolly Old Mac down the outside, and Mannerism are making their runs together. Lovey being tackled by Prince Saleri, Mannerism on the outside, Jolly Old Mac, here's a great go, Prince Saleri, Lovey, Mannerism, Jolly Old Mac, Prince Saleri. Prince Saleri's won it from, I think, Jolly Old Mac maybe in the centre from Mannerism, and Lovey, a great finish.
I must be a bad judge. I thought he looked in need of the run in the mounting out. He looked good, but he just looked as if he needed one more run.
He had been racing's perennial place getter, Bruce. Thirds in the Australian Cup to Better Loosen Up and to Let's Elope. Maybe this year it's his turn.
His first win at Flemington in 11 starts. With Mannerism, do you think now at her stage of her career she's become an outstanding wet tracker and just a very good horse on top of the ground?
I think she's needed both those runs. I also agree with you that she's better on top of the ground, but she's no slouch on a hard track as we saw yesterday.
No, a good run, and jolly old Mac now looks like he'll miss the Australian Cup and go for the futurity over 7 furlongs. The criterion quality we've already talked about, Keltrice, you judge for yourself.
They're followed by Flaming Rock a bit further back, making ground now. Justice Prevails, followed by Taos, is running on pretty well. Behind them, Staff Sergeant and Merger. And last of all is Elwood with about 300 metres left to go. Held together, it's still Ken Vayner. About a half length to Keltrice, is trying to get to it in third place. 2 lengths away, Flaming Rock. Here's a goer. Ken Vayner being tackled by Keltrice on the outside, is almost level. Looks to be going the better Keltrice. He puts his head in front, close to home. He draws clear. And it's a nice win by Keltrice in the first of the day. He's won by half a length to Ken Vayner. 6 lengths away, third is Kendall Staff.
Well, I think the key there was that Justice Prevails was so far away and the fact that Oliver was so kind on Keltrice.
Kind's the word, yes. The margin was narrow, but the result was never in doubt.
Well, Max, he's coming right into slipper markets. A little bit more about that later. The Lightfinger Stakes yesterday, skating brilliant first up. She'd won the Silver Shadow in the spring, and apparently her trial before this race had been quite outstanding.
Yeah, she lived up to the trial.
And skating shot to the front on top of the hill. She burst away about 3 lengths on Closhan. Slight chance on the outside, running on Gamely, followed by Burst, but skating is well clear with 150 to go. Closhan and Slight Chance are making absolutely no headway. Neither is Burst, and it is all skating. Skating is going to win the Light Fingers in great style. Skating beats Slight Chance or the fast finishing Flitter. Not much in it for second.
Keith pressed the button there, by the way, Max. What did you want to say?
No, she ran up to a trial, but there were some good runs behind her. For instance, Slight Chance had trouble with a gear. Wouldn't have beat skating over the 1,200 metres anyway. Flitting went to the line very well. Burst wasn't fit. There's a few horses behind skating that will improve sharply at their next starts over longer journeys.
And she might go for the Newmarket skating, which would be very interesting because she is quite brilliant. I know you're going to rave about this fellow, so let's have a look at his win, Coronation Day.
Preeminence with the inside running, just led Zoff. Atlantic Brave makes a line of 3. 2 lengths away, Legal Agent ridden a bit, followed by Winning Combo, Sublimate, All Our Mob. Eastern approaches very deep on the turn. Further back, Valant Star, followed by Sakulu and Cohort as they top the rise, where Preeminence grabbed the lead clear of Atlantic Brave and Zoff. Further out, Eastern approaches, Sublimate is still there. Past the 200, Preeminence in front from Sublimate. Legal Agent closer to the inside. Here's Coronation Day. Coronation Day with giant strides is gobbling them up. He's coming home brilliantly. He'll win. Coronation Day is back with a vengeance. Chagall has jumped out of the ground wide out to be in a photo for second with the fast finishing Navy Seal.
Geez, some good runs, Max, particularly the winner. He's exciting, isn't he? And I just question whether he's a stayer. Maybe the shorter races could be his go in the autumn.
I think everybody questions whether he's a stayer, Bruce. Max Lees certainly can't shed any light to it. There is a chance that he could go on to the AJC Derby, but the greater possibility is the Doncaster. Lees will wait for the horse to tell him which way he's going to go. But as you mentioned, a number of very good runs in that race. Chagall finished as well, if not better, than Coronation Day. When I said that Coronation Day would pick up that Melbourne field and carry them, I didn't say it lightly. He's a top racehorse. He's already a proven weight for age horse, and if anything, he's getting better. I do think he's a touch of class, and I agree. I think that the class will be dominant around about the mile.
Well, somebody mentioned to me yesterday I'm like an old broken record with racing Kentucky at Flemington, but his run yesterday was very good. Watch for him. I think he might win the Derby. Let's have a look at Social Path. Is this the Golden Slipper winner?
Zildjian with the inside running shares the lead with Social Path. Mr. Queeler 3 deep and hard ridden right off the track. Socially Excited, a gap then to Prominent, followed by Inhale, and further back Count Tyrone and Ulnaris as they top the hill. Social Path veering straight back to the inside fence. He's kicked away now by 2 lengths or more to Mr. Queeler, hard ridden, followed by Inhale and then Zildjian, but it's all Social Path. Dittman had a peep back, and he's not going to do too much on the favourite over the last little bit, and this long striding son of marauding down to the line. Another one for Brian Mayfield Smith. Social Path wins by a big space from Inhale. Mr. Queeler third.
And for Mick Dittman as well. Max, your impressions of the win?
The time wasn't flash, but the potential was there. Actually, the time was just marginally better, and the last section wasn't as good as the winner of the first race, Lucy Rowe. Mick Dittman said that if the pair of them met, and he rode the first winner too, he said it would be no contest. It's just how much potential this horse has got. I think the form behind him is suspect, but by gee, the potential that he's got isn't suspect.
OK, let's have a look at Gold Bros. You went to Gosford, I know, on Thursday to have a look at this outstanding horse win the Carlton Slipper. Jet Bull was given some chance of beating him, but Gold Bros wins like the very good horse he obviously is.
They race to the 600-metre mark. Double Gay, the leader with Gold Bros. Jet Ball's going to ease off the pace now. It's running fourth on the outside of Krasnopolsky. 3 lengths away came the Roughies. Royal Rhyme, Like a Picture and Bistro Kingdom. 400 metres left to go on the $100,000 Carlton Slipper. And Gold Bros cruising on the outside of Double Gay joins it in the lead. Jet Ball just behind them, followed by Krasnopolsky, who can get through as Gold Bros laid off the rails into the straight. It's Gold Bros in front. Krasnopolsky trying to come at it, and Jet Ball down the outside. Gold Bros still in front. Jet Ball trying to reach him, but Gold Bros, Olsen says go, and there's plenty in the tank. Look at this brilliant looking chestnut streak away for an easy win. Gold Bros 2.5 to Jet Ball and won easily.
And when we look at the market, you'll say, well, where is Gold Bros? Social Path favourite for the Golden Slipper, Gem of the West 9 to 1, Keltrice and Jet Ball at 12 to 1. I noticed no Dancing Dynamite there as well, who won during the week, and Magic of Money, who won yesterday. But Max, where's Gold Bros? Why isn't he in the market?
Gold Bros isn't in the Golden Slipper as yet, Bruce. Gold Bros would be 5 to 1 favourite if he was in the market. Dancing Dynamite would be 33 to 1. Gold Bros, I'm just a bit suspect about Jet Ball on Thursday. I don't think he was at his best. Sweated up in the enclosure, raced lustily. The third horse, Krasnopolsky, pulled up sore. I'm dubious about the form again behind Gold Bros on Thursday, but I'm not dubious about his ability. I got Gold Bros on top, Social Path and Keltrice. They're my 3 outstanding 2-year-olds at this stage.
Fair enough, and we know what a good judge you are. Burst won that race last year. Big races at Randwick today with the Expressway, and Keith, a big meeting at Flemington.
It's a very big meeting. Scalacci Bruce, the favourite for the Lightning Stakes. It's also another young members promotion. It's on Valentine's Day, and it's Irish Day at Flemington. That's why I'm wearing the shamrock, and that's why I'm in green from socks to jocks today, Bruce.
Socks to jocks, Max. I won't ask you about yours. I don't want to know. Thank you, Max. Thank you for being so agreeable today. Keith, I'll see you at the races.
Sure.
Max Presley and Keith Hillier wrapping up racing. A break, and after this, our special tribute to Arthur Ashe.